All right, this is gonna be my raw, unedited thoughts on what I think about the whole ordeal with Xbox Game Pass being hiked up in prices. Let's get the obvious out of the way. It's a no-brainer. Everyone expected this. Everyone was a fly on the wall to Xbox going up from $21 a month to $30 a month now, because it's just the idea of sustainability for all these games, keeping all of them licensed on Game Pass, getting new promotional material, putting like 400 plus games on Xbox Game Pass. It was a no-brainer that the AAA development, all that other stuff, harboring these deals, having these monetary back and forths and these boardroom meetings, it was going to end in a way of it's going up, everything is getting expensive, game development is getting expensive, our game being marketed on your service, what are you offering us? And there has to be some end result in the mix, and that comes back from the consumers who are still going to be on board with this no matter what. Now, I'm not dissing those people. I do believe you're going to get a lot of benefits. You're still going to be cost saving if it's 400 plus games, some day ones here or there, that is really gonna turn the tide on the folks that are still invested into the service. You got classics, you got EA Play. There's a lot still going on that I would say, if you're still trying to be cost efficient, and also if you're still trying to be invested into what they're offering and you still like it, there is no reason for you to walk away. I can see someone still being interested in this no matter what. But I think, to me, the problem is, number one, it ends the economic value of Xbox being an entry level position. Let's not kid ourselves. This entire generation, Xbox has been getting flogged, and I'm saying this as an Xbox fan that's been enjoying his Series S. They've been getting flogged worse than Jesus did in the Passion of the Christ. I'm not even joking. They have been just going through it with a lot of bad news, a lot of false promises that they said they were going to make. We're not going to close off studios. We're going to keep Xbox as a very interesting service to get into entry level. And we're not seeing that anymore. We're seeing studios cancel. We're seeing big time games that they proposed bite the dust, like Perfect Dark, like Everwild, all that other stuff. We're seeing people lose their jobs. We're seeing Tango Gameworks get let go. And then we're also seeing Xbox go up. So for the person that wants to get into entry level Xbox, where it was like Game Pass used to be, you pay $1 and you get into it, now it's grown big for its britches. And because of that, because development is costly, deals are costly, to maintain this stuff requires sustainability. It's not sustainable anymore. We all called this a mile away that they would do this. But now you go from $1 Game Pass to like, 20, and then you go up again, and then it goes up more and more and more and more. And you have to wonder when that person tells themselves, enough is enough. I just cannot buy into this model anymore. I cannot even treat this as this is economic entry level Xbox anymore. You move on to the hardware. Series S was economic Xbox, and now it went from $349 to $400 because of economic challenges, as they quote unquote say. All the other hardware, old hardware, has gone up, which makes me really scared of how these prices are gonna look for next gen. We just might be looking at the 1K era edition of a new next generation Xbox console, and that's kind of scary when I think about it. You want to go into competition with handhelds, and we know that Nintendo has been killing that market very hardcore. with their entry-level price points and them having games like Requiem run really sweet on there. Lo and behold, we introduce our new handheld variant to $600 for a base model, and then you have your souped up version for $1,000. I know the ROG Allies have been selling out like crazy, but when you talk about entry level, it's a no-brainer that someone's gonna be like, probably not, right? I could invest into a Steam Deck and get tons of games that I have there. I don't have to pay for online. I don't have to pay for fucking any of the premium, where it's like I have to pay $14 a month to pay for online along with this handheld device that's $600. It's just, money keeps adding up over time, and not only with money, you also have to see the value in the things that you own at a certain rate. And with Xbox, is kind of a thing of, okay, for me at least, in my personal opinion, not only do I want to get to the point of owning my games, and I think that's more sufficient. I might be paying more, but I still own it no matter what. It's also a thing of, well, if I'm gonna mooch for certain games a month that I'm interested in for day one, and I play them for a little bit of time, and I pay $20 a month for a code somewhere else like on GameStop, and I see how the experience goes, then this is going to be equivalent to entering an off again, on again relationship. You go there, you fuck, you don't see each other for 3 months. You go there, you fuck, you don't see each other for 6 months, and then it's gonna be the same equivalent factor. Like, for those day one games, and for me, what are they offering that month for me to sub in and lock in and then go away when something is not interesting me anymore? And that's when I turn that reoccurring billing off. That's when it's like, okay, I'm only invested into Ninja Gaiden 4 and that's it for that month. Okay, I'm gonna wait till the end of the month. I'm gonna put in a cheap code, and then I'm gonna play that for a month, and then when I'm done with it, I'm done with it. And that's the route I'm going into, opting in and opting out whenever convenient, because honestly, in terms of like software, in terms of first party Xbox titles that I'm looking forward to, there really isn't anything on the horizon outside of Gears of War E-Day, and that's it. Everything, that's the only other thing that I want. They may introduce a new Halo from the rumors and all that stuff I've been hearing, but outside of that, nothing on the software front has been captivating, and some of the stuff that I wanted are projects that they got rid of, or studios they got rid of, like Tango or The Initiative, because I thought Perfect Dark was looking pretty swell. If that's the case, if it's gonna be on again, off again until it's something I want that sticks out, then that's how I'm gonna treat the service as well. What's the point in sticking around if what I want is very, very specific? You know what I mean? And I used to love being like a full-on active member of Game Pass. I used to love just eating that shit up as much as I could, like every day, but now I just feel indifferent about staying on there with a price hike, and I'm only looking forward to like 1 or 2 games, and 2 of them aren't even released, and one of them is upcoming, Ninja Gaiden 4, and I'm just like, yeah, I think I can take a few months off and decide for myself how I'm gonna approach the situation, how I'm gonna stack up memberships and whatnot. What's the perfect ideal way? Maybe get a card for a month cheaper elsewhere. You just think of other alternatives in the mix while this is all going down. It's a very schizophrenic time for Xbox. It's a very downtrodden time, I would say, because on the cusp of good news, you know, the whole Hogwarts Legacy thing coming to Xbox and being on Game Pass, that's supposed to be good news. You get a shit torrent of bad ones. And I don't really get this coordination. It's just a low point for us fans. And like I said, I'm not saying this video out of spite because I love Xbox. I do. I want them to improve and get better. But these lavish promises that they offered are dead, in my personal opinion. The entry economic leveling for Xbox and getting into it easier is just gonna get more and more harder and more unsustainable, and I think that's going to be easily called in the future. It's gonna be more of this, not only for Xbox but for PlayStation. For anyone console warring saying, oh look at this, like Sony hasn't gone up for shit recently, like I swear PlayStation consoles have got hit with price hikes. And this is, once again, hardware that's been out for years, right? This makes me fear for the next generation so hard. I'm gonna reach a point where it's like, yeah, I don't want a next gen console. And I shouldn't be saying that. I should not be saying that, but I know in the back of my mind it's gonna be like, yeah, what have you offered me lately? Unless you're coming out with surefire, like, banger hit after first party hit, why the fuck am I gonna pay near $1,000 for a new console, right? What is the intended purpose? What is the method? What is the method behind the madness going on here? And for me, it's simply just wait. Just wait like a good boy. The prices are gonna go down for those consoles, and when I'm surefire and ready after like years of time, I get it cheaper and I enjoy whole magnitude of launch releases at heavily discounted prices. So it's not a need, it's a willingness to say I can just play my backlog now and wait till the problem sorts itself out. And like I said, the more stuff gets expensive, the less that entry level position of getting into said service or said console dies. That's what the Series S was for. Entry level Xbox. Now so much not anymore, right? Oh man, Microsoft just it's a headache. It's disappointing. It's very disappointing to think about. Something I was happy with originally, now it's all dashed away, and that's the method of madness, and that's why I had to cancel, because I just could not accept it. And their statements are also funny, typical but funny, where they said, we understand price increases are never fun for anybody, but we're trying to reinforce by adding more value to these plans as well. I guess I'll give them the benefit. It remains to be seen. What they added was good, like Hogwarts being there, but yes, the value needs to be there. Stuff needs to be increased in output, otherwise it's a waste of time. And what you have said here, if it doesn't stack up, it's all gonna be equivalent to fucking puff pieces and nothing burgers, because what we want is that value being shown, because actions speak louder than words. And we're listening to feedback of the players. Did anyone want this as a player? Did you want the prices to be hiked up? Like, even if you were someone that's okay with this being $30, like I think if you ask the average person, they're gonna say, no, I don't want no price increase. What the fuck are you talking about? I enjoyed it the way it was. Just give me more of what I wanted, and there you go. But some people might be like, oh well, I play a ton of games anyway, so this appeals to me. It's just 10 more bucks. There's gonna be people that are like that, and like I said, they are valid in their belief and what they feel. But the more it keeps going up, and I have a strong suspicion as a bug on the wall, the more it keeps going up, the less it'll be just easy to get into and easy to purchase at that rate, because this is Game Pass at $360 a year now. This is that's like, you know, money don't grow on trees with that. It's just like, that's, you can get a whole fucking almost damn near Series S with that amount they want for 1 year, right? That's a lot. And I just believe some people will have their limitations in prices eventually. When stuff goes up, they'll be okay with it until they're not okay with it, which is why so many people went to crash Microsoft's site and say, we're not dealing with this, we're gonna crash the entire website and we're all gonna cancel at once. And I don't think that Xbox is gonna get that 100 million sub for Game Pass subscribers, because if they keep fucking up the model, you will never reach that number ever. Let's hope Xbox gets better, and if they really do want to listen to the feedback of the players, then listen to what people are saying about this topic now. Listen to them now and what they're saying, and tell yourself, is that value going to eclipse a lot of people canceling their service? I don't know. Or maybe let's have another hypothetical in favor of them. Maybe people are blowing up a lot of hot air and they will resubscribe to Game Pass later. Or maybe some people won't come back at all. Or maybe they'll degrade to a lower tier. There's a multitude of ways this can go, but I just don't know if the first party bangers will even remotely be there to keep everyone invested. I just thoroughly believe that's why the competition is just miles ahead of Xbox right now, and they don't need to be in that position, but they market themselves as a service, a cheaper alternative. And when you take that away, what else do you have for the brand? Exclusives? No, the exclusives that we have to wait for is Ninja Gaiden 4 and Gears and shit like that. And you know, Nintendo's offering a lot in terms of that, and also third-party handheld, all that other stuff. So you just start to think, like, what other things are provided by other retailers, and what else can you get for bang for your buck, and what else can you get on PC? Maybe I don't need to make the move to get a more pricey, outdated console. Maybe I could just build a beastly rig and get third-party shit there that I own and get Steam deals and all that shit for cheap, right? We're talking about economic value here at the lowest amount. So those are folks that's gonna gravitate to that option instead, and you gotta think about that. So I don't know, bro. I believe that if it keeps getting worse, I think Xbox is cooked. I think they're cooked. I'm still gonna keep playing my games on Xbox and enjoying what it is, honestly. But the worse it gets, the more I'm just like, I'm out. I'm out. I'll vote with my wallet, you know. You'll learn your lesson eventually. That's how I treat it. That's how I see it. And that's the vision so far. But tell me what you think about this whole ordeal and everything they're doing. When they say who feedback, I'm like, who asked for this? I have no idea. I absolutely do not. Same for the hardware, which I think is worse. I think the hardware hikes are worse because everything I said in the video, like it's just fucking worse, dude. Oh my god, this is infuriating to me. When you like Xbox and you want it to get better, but they do stuff like this, it's really hard to think, oh, I'm gonna be positive 100%. I just can't. It's variables to it, it's layers, there's nuance that needs to be had. But we'll see. I'll be keeping tabs on what they update and put on Game Pass well after this, and if it invests me, you know, I'll see if I can get cheaper codes from GameStop. They still do $20 codes and whatnot, so maybe I'll invest in a month or two and be off again, on again with this relationship. But that's how I feel about it currently, and those are my opinions. Sound off in the comment section below and tell me what you guys think about this whole situation. I'm Renegade Operative. I'm signing out. Later.